Ooh, I don't need to do that. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can. Oh. Oh. I need to figure out what I'm doing. Because I don't know. Oh my goodness. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can access it a different way. Maybe. Maybe. Oh goodness. Is it gonna let me? Probably not. Hold on. Ah, here we go. I think I figured it out. I need to get WhatsApp on my phone, actually. Okay, here we go. And let me send it here as well. Okay, perfect. Hello. Hello. You know what's crazy? I don't even know how to. Child. Okay. All right. I don't see anything in the live chat. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I don't see anything at all. Hold on. Well, it's all good because I'm really good at yapping anyway, so I'm about to just get the yapping. I'm good for that. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, there we go. And now that I have that, I think I'm gonna open this up. Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep it open because I don't know what I'm doing. Well, hello everybody. It has been a long time coming. I should have been on live a long time ago, and I have been on absolute struggle bus. I am coming live to talk to you guys about something that is near and dear, and something that we need to have a discussion about. Um, so, if you do not know, I am Adrienne. I am a consultant, been a consultant for about 10 years now, and I help women who work in call centers. I help them take their skills and put them into a actual service-based business. That's what I do. So I kind of wanted to hop on here and have a topic about, and I do have my notes here because if not, I will yap. I have my notes here, and we are speaking today on why working in a call center is a great first step, excuse me, to entrepreneurship and getting into that field if you're interested in getting into that field. So, working in a call center is no joke. Between answering the phone calls, dealing with your manager, dealing with quality, dealing with all the different things and dramas that come along with the call center. So, but I want to stress the point that the same skill sets you use in a call center are the same exact skill sets that you use when it comes to becoming an entrepreneurship or having your own business. So, we are going to cover the skill sets that you use in a call center. We're also going to go over the skill sets that you need to be an entrepreneur. And then we're going to go into what skills in call center are easily transferable into the skills that you need when you are actually um, looking into being an entrepreneur and having your own business, right? So, as you guys know, when you are working in a call center, between being able to multitask, between being able to clearly communicate to who you're talking to on the phone, as well as take very good notes when it comes to when you're notating accounts, to being able to simultaneously do those things at the same time. So, if you are on the phone, you are on the call, you are making sure you don't have any dead airspace on the phone, because if you do, you're going to get dinged for it. And you're trying to get the information pulled up. You're trying to keep the conversation going in between you and the person you're on the phone with. Then you have your team, you have your chat. So now you have your supervisor reaching out to you, asking you questions, or giving you feedback on what's going on. Then they record your call. So then they listen to the calls and grade you on the calls, and it becomes a whole big thing. So I wanted to stress that multitasking, being able to talk to somebody in clear communication and in the correct tone of voice, while also reading and responding to other chats, is a skill set that people are taking for granted. Okay. So then it translates easily over into entrepreneurship. So I'm going to give you a few examples of what that looks like. So, for instance, when you apply and you get interviewed for the call center position, think of, I'm going to give you the skill set that is call center, and I'm going to give you the skill set that it translates over to in entrepreneurship. So, you have interviewing for your role, because mind you, when you're interviewing for a call center role, you have your phone interview, and in some situations you have to do an actual skill set. You have to actually show the skills that you have, or what you have experience in already. So when you are interviewing, you're also, if you was to translate that into entrepreneurship, that is also pitching your service. That's the same exact thing that you have to do. So think of interviewing for your job at the call center the same as what you are doing when you are pitching your service in entrepreneurship. Another example of that is going to be multitasking during calls. So on a call center side, to you, you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm just answering questions, keeping the flow of communication going on the phone, and that's all you're thinking about. But if you think about it on the entrepreneurship side of things, your multitasking during your calls is technically the same thing as running multiple business functions simultaneously, right? Because when you start, you're kind of on your own. So you are marketing, you're sending out the emails, you're posting content, um, you're pitching your services, you're dealing with pricing, you're dealing with all the different softwares that you need sometimes to run a business, depending on what you're looking for when it comes to running a business. Okay. Another example is when you are working in a call center, a skill that you have is you are actively listening to customers. That can be translated into identifying clients' needs and pain points, because the goal of the call is the person is calling in for a reason. So, most times when you answer the phone and they tell you what they call for, you have to repeat that back, right? That is also part of identifying the customer's needs. You're repeating it back to them so they feel like, when I feel like, they know that you're listening to what they're actually saying. See if you can actually help them and what they're calling in for. So, those are just a few examples of what can be translated, or what can be transferable skills when it comes to call center work and entrepreneurship and getting into your service-based business. So I wanted to make sure, matter of fact, where is my, okay, here we go. I wanted to go over exactly what a service based business is, because I don't want to make the assumption that everybody knows exactly what that is. So, a service based business is a business where you are providing either a product or a service. Most time it is service. So, if you're thinking about, the best examples I can think of at the moment would be, um, if you are cleaning homes or businesses, if you run a daycare, And also, when some of you back in the day, maybe still to this day, but when you are selling plates, that is a service based business. You are doing a service and they are paying you for the service. That's what service based business is. So it's very, very easy to start. Most of the time, 90% of the time, there is no startup cost because they literally pay you first and then you provide the service, if that makes sense. So you don't have to really worry too much about anything up front. Like when you're dealing with products, you have to actually have the inventory, and now you're just hoping somebody will purchase instead of a service base where they see your services, they pay you, and then you go and perform the service that they have paid you for. So that is the service-based businesses. I want to also go into what could possibly be a service-based business for you because I know we have the typical ones that we know about, right? So we have babysitting or caring for elderly, pet sitting, house sitting, tutoring, being a notary, photographers, stylists, makeup artists, tax preparing taxes, which is coming up this year, and I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the people who can give you $10,000, you ain't got no kids. I'm not talking about the people. I'm not servicing them kind of people. Okay. If you giving people $10,000 back on the return and they ain't got no kids, we're not gonna do that here. Okay. You gotta take that somewhere else. But I feel like people don't know how creative you can get when it comes to service-based businesses. So I wanted to give you a couple of examples, um, some that you have heard of that you probably are not thinking of, and other ones who were creative because some of my clients are actually creative with their business. So an idea for a service base that would be a good idea people don't think about is also like car detailing or there's services that people they will come to your job while you're at work and they will do your oil change, do brakes, or do tires. That is a service based business as well. Another idea I want people to not forget about is also virtual assistant. I took a mentorship program last month, and they mentioned even in virtual assistants having a niche to it, right? So they mentioned a niche of being a virtual assistant for corporate men who have mistress, right? So they keep everything in line as far as make sure for her anniversaries or birthdays or a special just because or sending her flowers or whatever the case may be. She helped, or the virtual assistant helps keep all that together and in line. I thought that was interesting because it's actually unique. You think of this a typical, oh, I'm just going to file papers. No, or you can look into it like a virtual assistant who works with just truck drivers because they have a lot going on too. And they have to find their loads, find the routes, and things like that as well. So don't forget about those. Another example of one that people don't think about is pressure washing or lawn care. So we're in, are we in spring yet? Are we in spring yet? No, because we ain't spring forward yet, have we? Never mind. Well, it's coming up, right? So people are going to be cleaning out their um stuff. Spring cleaning. So actually organizing will be a good idea as well. People want their sidewalks and driveways pressure washed, the home, the outside, the foundation, probably pressure wash to make it look a little more clean, whether it's blinds or even lawn care. They're going to want to get that looking better because the grass is going to be getting greener outside. So some people who are really into home ownership, they're really into their lawns. They do not play about the lawns. Okay. So that's another option. So now I wanted to go over some of my clients, what they do. So I have one client, her name is Dee, and she is a life coach, right? And she's very good at it. Okay. So she's a life coach. That's the easy service-based business, right? Then I have another lady I work with. She's a baker. Very good. But she bakes and she just sells them on the side. But she actually makes money with that because she's really good at what she does. I have another client. He is a chef, but um he does in-home services, like intimate in-home services for if you want to hire a chef and have him come to the house and cook for you in the home, something like that. Um, and then it goes a little left. I have another chef that I worked with. Um, he was from the islands. If you know, you know. He was really into, um, I guess he was just a freak. I don't know what you want to call it. But he wanted to do like erotic dinners, like a rent out a space. It's like not standing, but it's like a mingle situation. But when you walked in, there was oysters to kind of it was a whole thing. But that's what he was into. And then I have another friend, her name was Mo, and she does event planning, but she does it in the niche of the best way that I can describe it would be, you know, what's that? I never watched the movie, but the movie Magic Mike, right? She created events like that. So she would rent a space, she would hire the dancers, and so she hired the men and the women to do the things with the people. But she curated that. She would find a DJ, sold tickets, and the women were showing up for the events. Okay. Those are a couple of different ideas that you can think of. Another one would be, I think would be a really good idea, would be an Airbnb turnover manager. So you don't own any other properties, but you're responsible for make sure that when the guest leaves, that it's cleaned, everything is washed, everything is put away in time for the next tenant to come in for their booking. I think that would be a good idea. Elderly tech setup. My mother is a ripe, is she 65? No, I think she's 66. Anywho, when it comes to setting up technology with her, I don't want to do it. Get somebody else to do it. I actually would pay for somebody to come into my mother's home or be on the phone with her on a video call, whatever you want to call it, and help her set up her tech, whether it's phone, TV, Wi-Fi. Please do it because I don't want to. I will pay for it. So that's a good one. Um, Corporate gift curator. A lot of companies they work from home. They want to still find a way to be able to connect with their employees. They call it employee engagement. So they send things in the mail, whether it's little trinkets or cups and mugs with the company name on it, whatever you want to call it. But being a curator of those gifts for corporate, um, I think will be a awesome idea. And then the only one else I will mention is actually there's two more. One is a moving day coordinator. I hate moving with a passion. Last time I moved, I actually hired movers, and for the first time ever, I will never go back to moving myself ever in life. But people who can book the movers, also switch over all of your services. So they call Duke or Energy Company, they call the um, Wi-Fi. They get all that moved over to the new place as well. I think that's also a good example of a unique way to have, or a unique service-based business to have. The last one I will mention is my friend Kai. My friend Kai, she does hair, but she is not licensed to do said hair, which is fine because she's not offering like the wash, blow dry style. She's not doing that. What she did was she offers two services. One is she has the service where this is for your DIY girlies who don't mind doing their own hair. She has a service where you can come to her house already wash and blow dry, but she will section your hair off and put them in the boxes, whether you want medium braids, large braids, small braids, jumbo braids. She actually sections your hair, and then you leave to go home and do your actual hair. Because, like I said, these are for like the DIY girlies. And I thought that was absolutely brilliant because the amount of times I had friends who were DIY girlies who want to do their own braids, when you get to the back of the head, you're not really confident that your boxes are straight and all that. So she does that as one service, and she makes very good money doing that. The other service she offers is takedown braids. You don't need a hair license to section somebody's hair or to take down the braids. You don't need it. That's what she does. So I wanted to give you, I think I gave you way too many, but I wanted to give you some examples of the typical service-based business that we all hear about, and then the ones that are actually unique that you would have never thought of to do. So, with all that now being said, now going over your skill set in the call center, going over how that's transferable into entrepreneurship, I hope you can see how your call center job is literally already putting you in the correct space to be able to go right into entrepreneurship with the same exact skills. To then going into what that looks like, to then going into what a service based business is, and different examples of what those look like. So, see, I wish, now I know what y'all was talking about. I wish I can actually see the chat, because I would love to hear any ideas that you might think of as far as what would be a good service based business for you to do. But since I can't see the chat, I'm not going to worry about it. So once again, that is a service that I offer. I help people, well, I help women who are in call centers. I help them figure out what skill sets they have, and help them understand just how transferable they are. And then I help them set up their own service-based business. So we name it, we price it, we get the LLC, and we get the bank account to get you well on your way, along with a guide of what your next steps are for your particular route and for your particular journey. So, if you are interested in knowing exactly the right steps to make when it comes to starting your own service based business, please reach out to me. In my description should be the link to book a consultation call with me, where we will go over all of your options as well as leave you with a plan of action for you to take over the next 30 days to get you exactly where you are trying to be. So, if you are interested, please click on the link to book your consultation. And that is all I got. And I hope you guys have an amazing night. I wish I could see the chat. This is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. But yes, I will see you guys next time. And you guys have a great night.